Hi, this is Jay Gaskell, the Outlawyer. I'm standing just a few miles from one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. We got trouble. Oh, we got trouble right here in this fair city. Trouble with a capital T. That rhymes with C, and that's not cool. Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the indifference to religion in your city or its functional equivalent. Folks are walking around town looking depressed. They got a God-shaped hole in the chest. They're looking for something they just can't find, a community where folks are just plain kind. You got trouble, my friends, right here. I say trouble right here in this fair city. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents, godparents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of despair and corruption. Beware the exceptions that swallow the rules when right and wrong are just games for fools. You got trouble, my friends, because there's a new virus in town, the anything goes flu. You don't catch it because it catches you. So welcome, my friends. Welcome to Why Can't We Be Good, Part 3. I've decided to truncate this discussion a little bit because it's much too complicated to encase in this kind of laptop video format that I've been using. So I'm going to invite you, if you're interested to pursue this, and I hope you are, to go to my website, the Policy Think site, or my blog, the Outlawyer's blog, on Friday the 12th of December at about 5 o'clock Pacific time. And there you will find the full article that includes all three of these. But I want to say just for a moment that there are 2 points that are really important to take away. Most of the thugs I have ever met, dealt with, or represented are not evil people. They're people who have fallen into a life without structure. One of the elements of structure are the moral boundaries on which civilization is built. Now, I want to call everyone's attention, excuse me, I'll step out of the camera for a second, to these moral precepts. These are all negatives. Deception, theft, assault, promise breaking, and treachery. Imagine, if you will, being part of a Paleolithic hunter-predator group. Trust is essential because it's a cooperative endeavor. There's some danger involved. And so there would be rules, and I believe that there are, in fact, these rules. No deception for your fellow participants, no theft from them, no assault on them, no promise breaking against them, and no treachery, particularly against the alpha leader. Now flash forward to the gang culture, the criminal gang culture. The same thieves' honor rules apply. No deception against your fellow thieves in the particular action. No theft from them, no assault from them, no promise breaking against them, and no treachery, particularly against the alpha leader. Now it's interesting that if you were to talk about a nation state and the underlying rules that form up the laws and regulations and rules of a nation state, you would say no deception of your fellow citizens, no theft from your fellow citizens, no assault on your fellow citizens, and so on. But there's one set of precepts or rules missing, and that is respect for family obligations, protection of children, and support obligations. Now, there's another major difference in modern civilization, and that is that the rules themselves, the underlying moral architecture of civilization, is not narrowly confined to the in-group. Now, a predator gang is a very small in-group, and everyone else outside is prey. The civilization purports to have rules of general applicability for all members. And the other major difference is that these rules are founded and grounded in something not transient, something that is not simply connected to the culture of the moment. This is the fundamental genius of the religious contribution to the moral order. And I will maintain, and I explain this in more detail in the written piece, that ultimately we human beings, unless our minds and souls have been damaged by some external force, are pre-equipped with the capacity for conscience, and that each of us, deep in our hindbrain, is the sense that we may face or will face ultimate moral judgment. It was this insight, I believe, that led the French mathematician Pascal to propose the following wager. He said, there may never be adequate empirical judgment or evidence as to whether or not we will finally face the prospect of divine punishment at the end of life. But as the matter is uncertain, does it not make sense to wager in the following way? Live the good life. It's inherently rewarding for most of us, and it's the safer bet. That's the Pascal's wager. And unfortunately, Pascal's wager is lost on the thug population. This is a subpopulation for whom advanced planning and rational self-interests are novel ideas rarely pursued. Now, there's much more to be said about this, but I would call your attention to the deep recesses of your own mind, something I believe we all share with the thug population and everyone else on the planet Earth who has not been damaged by drugs or some other external interference. Whatever else we say about the prospect of heaven or hell, 1 nanosecond of contact with the disappointment of eternal being will bring down more shame than any one life can endure. This is why every religion entertains not only the possibility of judgment, but also the concomitant necessity of mercy, because total judgment without mercy is intolerable. What both our religious and secular friends also need to understand is that mercy without the contours of moral boundaries can be distorted to become permission to prey on others. So at this point then, I will stop my narrative and invite you to think over these issues carefully, but also to visit my website and to read the article which will be Thugs and Saints. And I will post it again at this point as I'm taping this. It's Thursday. I'll post it tomorrow, Friday, December the 12th. This has been the Outlawyer, Jay Gaskell. Thank you for paying attention.